Hello, Sales Secrets. This is Kathy, Sales Secrets Challenge. This is Kathy coming to you on day 2 of Reflections. Today is Sunday, and I happen to be refreshed, rested, and ready for rest some more tonight. So my numbers are 1, 1, and 0. So to recap, that's contacts, 1, conversations, 1, cash, 0. My numbers come from preparing a lease agreement for a property that I manage. So that is my number for today. My reflection has to do with something I was listening to today. I actually listened to some Myles Munroe tapes on vision, as well as I went and picked up this book called Boundaries that a friend of mine wanted me to take a look at. And I read chapter 2 on the .com. So starting with Myles Munroe, Myles talked about dead things today when he was talking about visioning. And I thought, what does dead things have to do with visioning or thinking of your future? Well, he gave the analogy of riding behind a hearse, hiding behind a hearse that has a dead body and easily, or is prepared for carrying or transporting dead bodies. He said, never ride behind a hearse. Get around it, go around it, because you don't want to follow the direction of death. You want to follow the direction of life. And I thought, wow, that's brilliant. That makes a lot of sense. And the reason that resonated with me is because when I think of my vision and the things that I see, the goals I have, he said to write them all down, write them down. He says his was about 8 pages. And he said, don't be surprised if your dreams and goals are much bigger. He said to write everything down that you want to do before you leave this earth. Write it all down. Write all the businesses you want, all the income you want, all the lives you want to change. And that was the other piece that he said is think about your culture. Don't seek the money, seek the change and the culture that you want to impact. So as we look at each day, we're looking at our sales goal, we're looking at numbers. Think what's behind those numbers, the changed lives, the impacts that you will make in the process. So that's my reflection from Myles Munroe. And then on boundaries, that really got me thinking on how many times I say yes. How many times I say yes. And I'll go back to Myles Munroe. Myles Munroe said the enemy of greatness is not Satan, it's distraction. It's distraction. He also said the enemy of success is good. There are a lot of good things that we can do. There's a lot of good things you can do. However, all of the things that you do could take you away from the main thing that you were designed and intending to do, right? We all have a purpose and a plan for our lives. And so when I thought about that, I said, wow, I do say yes a lot. And I am learning the art of no. The art of no is know that it's not that you can't do it, but you're choosing not to do it because there's something greater that you need to do. That is your priority for the day, the week, the month, the year. You have priorities. Okay. So that's what I got from boundaries. Now we're going to go to the .com. Each day I want to give you 3 insights on these reflections outside of what I already have designed for the cash, conversation, and context. I said that in reverse. contacts, conversations, and cash. So today in the if you lose everything in 30 days.com, what would you do? And today's story was from Liz Binney, who did a high ticket coaching offer. Well, she's a high ticket coach and consultant. And her story captivated me at first because she talked about how she lost all of her data due to some sort of encryption breach on her computer. And they told her they had to wipe the hard drive. So when I read that, I thought, oh man, this is going to be painful. How will she rebuild? How will she restart? And then as I read on, she didn't actually lose everything. So it was a hypothetical situation where she went in and she decided the first thing she would do is take a break and recalibrate everything, kind of like I'm doing today, recalibrate, refocus, redirect, and make a decision. And that was her first, after she took those 2 weeks off, she said day one is her decision day. So think about that decision day. What are you deciding to do? And within her decision day, she went through creating her offer, going into groups to see what languaging her niche, niche was looking for. She also looked at what would create a great offer. So she looked at her competition. She also researched why people would not take her offer. So she would know what those objections were. So she could have a no brainer offer. And she created different stories. She had her signature story. That was awesome. And then day two, which is where we are, she took her first day of action. She actually took action on day two. So she decided and then she took action. So, what action are you taking today? Are you in the recovery stage? Are you in the decision stage? Or are you in the action stage? I hope you're in the action stage. Depends on where you are. We're all in different places. So I am looking forward to sharing with you insights and reflections on each day. So I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.